you're in my domain. Got the whole crowd screaming out our name. It's a blowout, it's a hurricane. It's over before you know it. While you shaking, we're a dynasty in the making. We're the royalty, now we're breaking down the enemy. Move over for the soldiers. Take a swing, I can take a hit. If we die, it's fine, we live for this. It's all for this. We're gonna stand on top with our hands in the sky. Gonna raise our cup to the stadium lights. For the glory, for the glory. We celebrate with the city tonight. Hear the hometown cheer, it's the ultimate high. For the glory, we do it for the glory.
Good evening, race fans. Welcome here as we get set for our season finale in Season 4 of the NNSCRA Pizza Hut X Series. We've already crowned one champion this weekend, Nick Johnson, the back-to-back Taxslayer Truck Series champion in Seasons 1 and 2. Today, we determine the Pizza Hut X Series champion. It will be a brand new one, as all three of our former Pizza Hut X Series champions are currently taking part in the Hershey's Cup Series. The question is, though, who will it be? Will it be Joshua Osborne, who comes into this race with 3 extra bonus points in the bank over everybody else due to his win last week in the elimination race at Homestead, Miami? Will it be Scott Roush and Kev Shear Racing Tech, who's had 2 of their cars in this season's playoffs? Will it be D Shears, the last remaining Michael Norman Motorsports driver, as they had 4 competitors in this season's playoffs? Or will it be Cody Llamas out of ML Motorsports, a team that's been able to pick up quite a bit of traction in the last couple of weeks, with Jessica Miles winning at Talladega, and of course Cody Llamas with an unbelievable job with damaged race car and all to just barely squeak into the Final Four, getting by Jordan Lopez last week at his home track. We will have to find out, and we will know at the end of the completion of 50 laps. We saw in our Taxslayer Truck Series race, it was basically whittled down from 4 to 3 after 10 laps. Then it went down to 2 after about 15 laps. And then after about 20 laps, there was really only one driver that was left without damage, and that was Nick Johnson. Will we see something similar here today? Quite possibly. Because if you look up here at the front of the field, you really don't see any of the playoff contingencies. No red banners. That's because your 4 playoff contenders coming into this race are all starting this race outside of the top 20. Joshua Osborne is the highest starter of them in the 24th position. Scott Roush will line up right behind him on the outside row. He is starting 26th. D Shears right behind them in 28th. And Cody Llamas is starting the furthest back in the 34th position. But one thing that we did see in our Taxslayer Truck Series race here yesterday, drivers can very quickly move themselves from the back to the front of the field. We also know that this track can hold them 4 wide, but you got to be careful that you don't try and make it 5 wide, because that's basically what started our 2 cautions yesterday in the Taxslayer Truck Series race. And so we'll see if that's going to be the case here in tonight's event. Alex Gray lines up on the pole position alongside of J Ericsson. Both these drivers still looking for their first wins of the season. And they've got good starting track position, but like I said, you can work your way from the back to the front very easily here. Let's go get that command.
Drivers, start your engines!
Final time this season that the command is given for the Pizza Hut X Series drivers. Now, we're not going to give you the playoff scenario coming into this race because basically you guys already know it. Joshua Osborne 3 points over Scott Roush, Cody Llamas, and D Shears. So basically, Shears, Roush, and Llamas have to finish at least 3 positions ahead of Joshua Osborne, as well as ahead of each other. Joshua Osborne, he can kind of play around a little bit. He can finish 2 spots behind the highest running playoff driver and still win the championship. And of course, bonus points for leading laps could be very important here today as well, so we'll see how eager our 4 championship competitors are to get up here to the front to try to lead a lap. We also know that those 4 drivers have guaranteed spots into next year's Hershey's Cup Series, as they will finish top 5 in the standings. So Osborne, Roush, Shears, and Llamas. We'll see if they will all be jumping up to the top series. We'll follow another battle here today as well between Jordan Lopez and Yin Canario, because those two are going to be battling for 5th in the point standings coming into this race to finish it out. Both drivers are separated by 3 points, Lopez over Canario. So whichever one of them finishes ahead of the other, they'll get the final spot that would give them a charter into next year's Hershey's Cup Series. Also have the rookie points battle, even though it's not much of a points battle. Alex Gray, 15 points behind Steve Morgan, so Steve Morgan's just got to finish well here, and he will be the Season 4 Pizza Hut X Series Rookie of the Year. Here we go then. Who's it going to be? Osborne, Shears, Roush, or Llamas? Green flags in the air. The season finale at Auto Club, and the Pizza Hut X Series is green. Let's roll. Cold tires, not a lot of grip, but these drivers more than willing to go 3 wide here in the early stages. And Alex Gray, who started on the pole, will not lead the first lap. Chloe Ericsson with Joshua Hyatt working together down the back straightaway. That pushes the 46 out in front. 1 year ago, Chloe Ericsson was in this race with a chance of winning the championship. Not this year. Ericsson is currently situated 23rd in the points coming into this race. James Qualls to the bottom there in the number 27. Still trying to get his first win of the season. Charles Jackson was on the inside line, moved to the middle, opens the door for Ashlyn Boyd, the 20, and right behind him is Eli Bright, a former winner at this racetrack, albeit last season in the Tax Slayer Truck Series. Our last 3 Auto Club races have been won by Jesse Turner back in Season 1, Alexander Rowe, who we saw in the Tax Slayer Truck Series race here yesterday. He won it in Season 2. And the defending winner of this race is in this field here, the number 78 of Christian Merrick Jr., although last year, when he went to victory lane, he was driving... Oh, we got trouble! They saved it! Holy cow, they saved it! How? That was Z Flickinger sideways and up in the wall, and Eli Bright, somehow they saved it, somehow we're still green. Ryan George is way down on the apron, someone let him up! Oh, there goes Shelly, hard into the wall! And he saves it! What the heck? J Jefferson saved it. Ryan George saved it. We're still green. And George is still on the apron. He now gets back up. Holy cow, how are we still green? Some tremendous saves here early on in this one. Flickinger and Bright saved it up in turn 4. Ryan George, James Shelly, and J Jefferson saved it out in turn 2. And I'm not remembering who Christian Merrick Jr. was driving for last year. Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do indeed. He was driving the number 92 for William Brock Motorsports. So James Qualls driving through the smoke, but no caution in the air. There's Shelly after that amazing save. Flickinger's got damaged after his save. I think Joshua Hyatt may have gotten a piece of that. Yeah, he's got some damage. There's Eli Bright. Know that he got squeezed into the wall, but he's still running. There's Ashley Boyd, who I think also got a piece of that wreck. Scott Roush. He's quite a ways back right there, the 38, trying to catch back up. Joshua Osborne there in the 70. Tail end of the lead pack right now. Trying to catch back up with Matt McIntyre and William Brock. Right now the 3rd highest of the championship competitors. 2nd highest right at this point in time would be, I believe, Cody Llamas. There he is, making his way on the inside line. On the highest run. You see him just up topside there, that orange and white number 7, Dougie Shears, who is going to get passed by Cody Llamas. So Cody right now is the highest playoff driver. Right now in the 4th position. Osborne might be losing touch with this lead pack, so he might need a caution. Remember, for Cody and Dougie Shears, they need to finish just at least 3 positions ahead of Joshua Osborne. Right now, they are definitely that far ahead, and more so. Up front, though, Osborne's teammate looking good. Right behind him, the number 19 of Justin Tucker, and I remember, I think it was 2 seasons ago, in this season finale, the race that was eventually won by Alexander Rowe was actually dominated by Maurice Dudemeyer Jr., who was driving the number 19 for Joe Gibbs Racing at the time, so no surprise to see the 19 up front here again. And Mark Davidson, who had an unbelievable rookie season, even though he got eliminated in the first round. 12th of the 12 championship drivers as far as the playoff standings are concerned, but trying to finish out what's been an unbelievable rookie season for him. 1 win, 3 top 5s, 5 top 10s, and a pole position. J Qualls comes into this race dead last in the point standings. Definitely not a career year for him. Or if it is a career year, it's not for the right reasons. Knowing that his teammate will more than likely be moving up to the Hershey's Cup Series next year. But Qualls, I think right now, has a personal agenda, and that's to find victory lane. Catching up on a slower machine, that's the 71 of James Shelly, who I do believe had to come to pit road to repair his damage. Oh no, I guess he didn't come to pit road because he still got that damage on the left side of his machine after pancaking it into the inside safer barrier out of turn 2 and on the back straightaway. By all rights and purposes, we should have had a caution twice, and we didn't. Tremendous saves over in turn 4 and then following up the next lap out of turn 2. That hurts James Shelly. He'll follow a lap down now. That car clearly off the paces. It only took the race leader J Qualls about 11 laps to be able to catch him and put him a lap down. Remember, we mentioned there's a battle for 5th in the point standings between Jordan Lopez and Ying Canario, and that is a battle to determine who's going to get the final charter for next season, the Hershey's Cup Series. And there you see the 34 of Lopez battling now for the 2nd position. The 6 is nowhere to be seen, so right now Jordan Lopez looking like he might be in good shape. And with Roush getting a charter for next season, and if Lopez gets a charter for next season, very possibly we could end up seeing Kev Shearer Racing Tech's Toyota team as a 3-car operation next year. Saw Matt McIntyre at the tail end of the pack after everybody was scattering, trying to give room and trying to save their race cars, and now Matt's moved his way up here to the 4th position. It's been a career year for him. Matt McIntyre made it into the Elite 8. His 7th in the points days come to this race. Got his first career win, Pizza X Series, 4 top 5s, 9 top 10s, and 2 starts on the inside of the front row. J Qualls has led most of this race so far, but he has some company down low. Jordan Lopez going to clear for the top spot, but here comes Carson Gum, the 99, another driver who had a career year. Carson Gum picking up his first career win this season, then following up with his 2nd career win. 2 wins, 3 top 5s, 6 top 10s. Made it into the playoffs, but got eliminated in round 1. Right now, it is Dougie Shears who would be in the position to win the championship. His closest source of competition right now is Cody Llamas. He's quite a ways back right now. Cody is currently running in the 19th position. There's still a long ways to go. We've only completed the 15th lap, 35 laps remaining. Find out where the rest of our playoff contenders have crossed the stripe. Scott Roush is back in 25th. And Osborne has faded all the way back to 34th. Flickinger's on pit road. I don't know if that's a regularly scheduled stop or not. He did have some damage after an incident up in turn 4. There's Osborne and there's Roush. Both of them are in this second pack. They need a caution ASAP. There's Cody. Trying to make some forward progress here. Gets down to the inside line, and Dougie Shears got kicked up the outside line, and Cody's going to pass him. So now Cody Llamas moves the highest running playoff driver yet again. Up front, though, race leader is 24 of G Sydnor, who 1 year ago headed into the headed into the Hershey's Cup Series season finale in the Final Four with a chance of winning the championship. Yes, it was last year. Slower cars up ahead. J Shelly again. Eli Bright was one of them, but he just dove for pit road. J Deaver around the outside. Look at that. Whoa! Cody Llamas thought about 5 wide with J Shelly. Had to back off a little, but he's going to get by. And still maintains the highest running playoff driver for the moment. J Deaver now out in front. Not for long. Here comes I think we can already call him Rookie of the Year, Steve Morgan, but he's coming for pit road, as is Daniel Olson, Seth Cole, G Sydnor, and Mark Davidson. So, 20 laps in, and we begin pit stops. And this is interesting that they're pitting at lap 20. I don't know what the fuel window is, but if we don't get the aid of a caution flag, this may not be the only green flag pit stop these drivers have to make. If any of these drivers can stretch it to like lap 25, then maybe they'll be able to make it. Did we have a wreck in turn 4? Where's the pace car? Are we under caution? No, we're not. Those are skid marks from earlier on. So Chelsea Bowles in the 31 hitting pit lane. I believe everybody else that had stayed out the previous lap came to pit road this lap. I think. So we'll have to see who cycles around as the leader. It's a full 4-tire stop for the Fitzgerald Dodge Charger out of Fitzwater, Australia Racing. And Chelsea Bowles, our winner from Hillside, is down and away. Matt McIntyre, Cody Llamas finishing up their service. J Deaver, Kyle Langley, Diego Yepes, Ryan George. Don't think Chelsea Bowles is going to cycle around the leader, because coming with a full head of steam are Daniel Olson and Steve Morgan, who pitted the lap before. Seth Cole and Chris Dollerton as well. Well, Bowles is going to at least get out into turn 3 ahead of her teammate. But they are up to speed. Chelsea Bowles, I don't think, is just yet. Steve Morgan's going to clear Daniel Olson. So that right now would be for second. Now they're going to try and run down the 31. So after the pit stops, Chelsea Bowles was the leader. Steve Morgan second, Daniel Olson third, Seth Cole fourth, and Chris Dollerton fifth. Sixth, Matt McIntyre. Seventh is Cody Llamas. Right now would be the champion if things were to end the way they are. William Brock in eighth, ninth place under contest. Phil Parker has it. Chloe Ericsson wants it. 11th to be Mark Davidson, 12th Angel Navarro, 13th G Sydnor. Scott Roush now up to 14th. So making a late charge here is that 38. And 15th place right now would be Kyle Langland. Just double check, make sure the 38's in 14th. Yes, he is. Biggest loser on the pit stops would have been J Shears. He's now all the way back, currently in the 21st position, and still Joshua Osborne back here right now in 27th. Like I said, for Osborne, I think he needs a caution. I think J Shears now needs a caution. J Shelly going another lap down. The top 5 are able to get around him. As Seth Cole now out in front. And now here comes Chris Dollerton. Cole and Dollerton both making it into the playoffs. Come into this race 10th and 11th in points. Both got eliminated in round 1. Right now the top 5 have broken away, which may not last long if these guys are able to start getting bunched up. McIntyre, Llamas, Navarro, Ericsson, Parker, Roush, Sydnor, Davidson, Langland, Block. If they could start getting lined up here, then they've got a shot. And look at this. Battle for the championship might be on here now between the 38 and the 48. Right now, Joshua Osborne's 3 bonus points for winning last week at Homestead not meaning a thing, as he's way too far back for those 3 bonus points to count for anything. Scott Roush, of course, last week finished runner-up to Osborne in that photo finish at Homestead. So maybe feeling like he's owed something here, but he will get by Cody Llamas. And right now, Scott Roush, according to live points, would be your champion. Cody Llamas is right there, though. And this pack is slowly, I think, getting reeled in by this 3rd pack, which contains J Shears. Interesting, too, you see in this pack the 34 of Jordan Lopez and the 6 of Ying Canario. Those drivers battling 3-point separation for that 5th position in the points. Joshua Osborne has caught up to this group. So now he's got J Shears in his sights. Can this group catch up to this other group is the question. Maybe they can. And of course, like I said, there is the slight possibility the pit stops we just saw take place may not be the only time these drivers will have to hit pit road. If they came down as far as their fuel window will allow them, we're going to see these guys back on pit road again somewhere between laps 40 to 43. And that could be the money stop that determines the champion. Great run there for that 60 of Steve Morgan. Been so consistent this year. Comes into this race 15th in the point standings, which is 3rd highest you can be and not be in the playoffs. He's one of his 3 teammates that has not gone to victory lane. Jake Rogers winning at M&M's and Canario winning earlier on the season as well. As Chris Dollerton continues to pace this 4-car pack. They've lost touch with Chelsea Bowles. And I've been slowly watching the gap between race lead and 6th place, and it continues to close up. Last time by was 3.4 seconds. Let's see what it is this time. This time they cut it down by about a 1/10. Dollerton did a good job getting around Eli Bright there, though. So if that 2nd pack has trouble with the 12, this lead group might be able to pull away a little bit more. Up front, it's Scott Roush in 7th place. Right now, he is the championship leader, but Cody Llamas in this pack as well, looming. And then don't forget about this pack back here. A lot of race cars in it, and a lot of good speed trying to catch up to that 2nd group. Osborne leading this group with Ryan George. J Shears in it as well. If these guys can catch up to that 2nd group, all 4 of our championship competitors will be up in the same group together. At time by, the gap remained about the same, 3.27. But now they're battling for position up here in this lead pack, so that might allow 6th place on back to catch up. Let's see if the gap increased or decreased this time. That time it decreased, but only by about 100. As I said, these drivers are going to have to hit pit road, I think, at least one more time. And it's interesting here, you've got a group of 5 who are not really running single file, they're running side by side. They're not producing nearly as much speed as the drivers behind them in that 2nd and 3rd pack, which says to me they're going to be running out of fuel a little bit sooner than those others behind them. Daniel Olson's going to lead that lap. Olson, a former champion in his own right, winner of the championship for the Hershey's Cup Series non-charter series. Now we'll hold off Steve Morgan and Seth Cole as they're closing in on traffic up ahead. The 96 of Flickinger, the 25 of Jessica Miles. That time by, that second group really closed up the gap by about 3/10. As you see, they're continuing to race here amongst the top 5, and that's hurting them speed-wise. 4/10 that time it was closed up. And as soon as the leader of this pack, Angel Navarro, is able to get the slipstream, a little bit of draft off the 31, that's going to pull this pack even quicker to the top 5. Roush and Llamas, right now, 1-point separation. Roush over Llamas for the championship. As Roush runs in 9th and Cody Llamas is in 10th. Or maybe it's 8th and 9th, one or the other. Nope, it's 9th and 10th. That time by, they closed up the gap even more, and I think the slower traffic of Flickinger and Miles is holding up that top 5 a little bit more as this pack is closing. Now, what about the second pack with Osborne and Shears? Are they closing? I don't know. They need to hope the first pack loses a lot of momentum when they catch these top 5, because if not, if this pack gets big, they may have as many cars in their pack as the second pack does, and that could kill all the momentum of that second pack. They're now catching up here to Phil Parker, and they are slowly reeling in this group of race cars. Dollerton, Morgan, Chelsea Bowles, Seth Cole, and Daniel Olson now having to deal with the 25 of Jessica Miles. Now we're getting close to that fuel window when these drivers may have to come to pit road for the last time. Setting us up to the checkers. Another car a couple of turns ahead of the race leader. That's a couple of race cars actually. Ashlyn Boyd and Carson Gum. Gum is a teammate to the 66. Now the question of when these drivers are going to have to hit pit road. I think someone just did. Scott Roush is on pit lane along with Chloe Ericsson. So this is the final pit stop of the day for these drivers. Eli Brightson along with James Qualls, J Jefferson. And Scott Roush sets the precedent for the 4 championship competitors. He's the first one to hit pit lane. Pit, they'll be good to go on fuel. Looks like Dollerton may be coming to pit road this time. Olson as well. Steve Morgan is in. Cody Llamas is going to stay out. Dougie Shears is in though, and so is Osborne. Jordan Lopez has also hit the pit lane. Alex Gray, our pole sitter, Quentin Moore. So now we're waiting on the 66 and the 31. And as far as championship competitors, we're just waiting on the 7 of Dougie Shears. Or, I'm sorry, the 48 of Cody Llamas, rather. Cole, Bowles, Navarro, Parker, Sydnor are in, along with William Brock. Matt McIntyre was also in. Staying out, Matt McIntyre, Cody Llamas, and Kyle Langland. So Roush went with the strategy of pitting early. Cody Llamas is going with the strategy of staying out. And now it sounds like these three are going to hit pit lane. I think another driver that also stayed out was the 6 of Bien Canario. There he is. Of course, he's battling with Jordan Lopez, and now he'll hit pit road. Along with Aubrey Eselstein, Jake Rogers, Ryan George, Justin Tucker, and Diego Yepes. So now, who cycles to the race lead is the question. I think we'd have to follow the 66 of Seth Cole to get that answer. He was the leader when the pit stops began. He's just now leaving pit road. Jake Rogers on pit lane, I believe, led that lap, so he'll get a bonus point. Seth Cole comes around, I think, I'm not certain, but I think we'll be at 10 laps to go for the 66. Now we got to see where Seth Cole comes out in relation to everybody else. There's Cody Llamas in the 48. He's not really worried about Seth Cole. He wants to stay ahead of the 38 of Scott Roush, which looks like he will succeed in doing. Looks like Cole will be the leader. Chelsea Bowles second. McIntyre third. And Llamas, I think, will cycle in fourth with G Sydnor in fifth. Or will Seth Cole be the leader? Here comes Chelsea Bowles at the line, leads the lap. So Chelsea Bowles, after the cycle of pit stops on that lap, is the leader. Seth Cole is second. Matt McIntyre third. Cody Llamas fourth. Fifth, G Sydnor. Sixth, Phil Parker. Seventh, Chris Dollerton. Eighth is Daniel Olson. Ninth is William Brock, and Kyle Langland right now is in 10th. Where are the other championship competitors? Scott Roush all the way back right now in 17th. D Shears is right now in 26th, and boy, Joshua Osborne really faded back on that pit stop. Where in the world is he? Did I miss him? I might not have seen him. I don't see him even on track. Is he out of the race? 70 of Joshua Osborne's not on track. He's out of the race. Oh, what a tough break for Joshua Osborne. I don't know what happened to him. Our NNSCRA split cam will show you, but first retiree from the event is going to be one of our 4 championship competitors, the 70 of Joshua Osborne. He will not win the championship. So right now, Cody Llamas is in the best position possible. He's running 4th. He's 13 positions ahead of his nearest competitor, Scott Roush. Actually, now make that 14 positions ahead as Roush faded back to 18th. So right now, the way they run, Llamas would win the championship, Roush would be second, Shears would be third, and Osborne would be fourth. Chelsea Bowles, who was also, like Chloe Ericsson, in the Final Four for the championship 1 year ago. Looking for her second win of the season. There goes Matt McIntyre. He got his first win of the season earlier on this year. Now looking for his second career win. And Cody Llamas, he wants to finish out the season with style. Cody wants to get his second win of the season and win the championship to boot, as they'll get around the slow car of Andre Baranowskis there in the 2. And I don't think Baranowskis had damage earlier on, so I almost wonder if maybe the 2 and the 70 had some contact with each other on pit road. Of course, you guys have already seen what happened to Osborne courtesy of the NNSCRA split cam. I'm still kind of left in the dark. McIntyre trying to get around the slower car of Ashlyn Boyd. Might have actually pushed Ashlyn Boyd out of the way there as Boyd went down low and through the block. You get Chelsea Bowles with a big run up the middle. Now, keep in mind, the 99 in this lead group is not on the lead lap. He's currently a lap down as Carson Gunn, but he could very well be a factor in the outcome of who's going to win this race. See if Scott Roush has made up any progress whatsoever, and it certainly doesn't look like it. There he is, running behind James Qualls. 18th last time we looked. That's where he still slots in. His teammate Jordan Lopes right now in 19th, and that is far and beyond ahead of Ying Canario, who is all the way back here. So it looks like very easily Jordan Lopes is going to get the 5th position in points, which would get him a charter into next season of the Hershey's Cup Series. Back up front, 3 wide for the lead. Ooh, yep, it's going to be 3 wide for the lead. Seth Cole, Cody Llamas, and Chelsea Bowles. And I know Cody wants to win this race, but he's got to kind of look at the bigger picture and realize there's a championship on the line. He does not want to put himself in a position where he could get involved in a wreck here in the closing stages, because right now, that championship trophy is fingertips away. You look at Cody Llamas in his last 2 seasons. Last year in the Hershey's Cup Series, Cody Llamas finished out the year way down at the bottom of the points. I think it might have been like 38th, 39th. Subsequently lost his charter. Came down here to the Pizza Hut X Series with the goal of just making it into the top 5 in the point standings. And now has a shot to not only win the championship, but maybe win this race. And the white flag was displayed. 1 more lap to go, and Cody Llamas will take the top position. I don't think we have ever had a champion win the season finale race, but Cody's trying to do it. Out of turn 4, look at Sydnor. Sydnor looks to the bottom. Drag race to the line between Sydnor and Llamas. Who's going to win the finale? It's going to be Cody Llamas, winning his 2nd race of the season. He'll win the season finale, and as consequence, just 1 week ago, Cody Llamas just barely squeaked his way into the Final 4 past Jordan Lopes. And 1 week later, he is the Season 4 Pizza Hut X Series champion. And Cody Llamas will be moving up more than likely back to the Hershey's Cup Series. Let's not lose sight of the fact that Garrett Sydnor was very close to getting his first win of the season, just coming up short to Cody Llamas, and almost took away history from Cody Llamas as well, as Llamas, to my knowledge, in these 3 top-tier series, is the first driver to win the finale and the championship in the same weekend. So Cody Llamas and ML Motorsports, they'll be celebrating the championship. Steve Morgan came into this race basically locked up the Rookie of the Year honors, and he will most certainly get that, as we'll show you now your full finishing results from today's race. Cody Llamas gets it done, and for the 3rd straight week, we had a photo finish in the Pizza Hut X Series. We had the photo finish between Jessica Miles, Quentin Moore at Talladega. We had the photo finish last week between Joshua Osborne and Scott Roush, and this week, only 12 one-thousandths of a second separate the 48 from the 24. This has been probably the more exciting of the 3 series, to be perfectly honest. But Garrett Sydnor, great run there in 2nd, but so close to his first win of the season. Former Hershey's Cup Series championship contender from last year. Chelsea Bowles, great run for her there in 3rd. Matt McIntyre, after getting eliminated from the playoffs earlier on, he comes away with a solid outing of 4th. And pretty good run for 2 of the Dodges, actually all 3 of the Dodges out of Fitzwater Australia Racing. Bowles in 3rd, Olson in 5th, and Kyle Langland brought it home in 9th. As you got Phil Parker there, great run for him in 6th. 7th place was Seth Cole. Chris Dollerton finishes 8th, and completing the top 10 was Mark Davidson. So not only 3 Fitzwater Australia Racing cars, but also 3 Michael Norman Motorsports cars, the 9, 5, and the 1. But absolutely nobody was close enough to challenge Cody Llamas for the championship. The closest driver was Scott Roush, finishing in 20th place. You'll also notice as well that Jordan Lopes finished in 17th. That was well ahead of Ying Canario, so he will get the final and 5th spot in the standings, which means that Jordan Lopes has a guaranteed Hershey's Cup Series charter for next season, Season 7 of the Hershey's Cup Series. And the Rookie of the Year, Steve Morgan, brings it home in the 14th position. You look on down through the remainder of the finishing results there, though. As you saw, 28th was Ying Canario, coming up short. Dougie Shears was 26th, and so obviously he didn't win the championship. And the only car to DNF from this race was Joshua Osborne, and you saw what happened to him. I'm assuming it was something to do with pit road and the green flag pit stops, but I don't really know because I haven't seen the replay of it. You guys, on the other hand, have. 41 of our 42 cars, though, finished the race. Not all of them necessarily on the lead lap. 32 cars finished on the lead lap officially in this one. But that's going to do it here for our championship race from Auto Club Speedway for the Pizza Hut X Series. Cody Llamas now joins the ranks of Elijah Gilbert, Benny Watson, and Jordan Anderson as a champion in the Pizza Hut X Series. That's going to do it anyway, so we will see you guys for tomorrow's race, the season finale for the Hershey's Cup Series drivers. If you enjoyed tonight's race, though, be sure to give this video a like. Thank you for the support on this season. We will show you now your rookie points, your overall points, and your championship points finishing out this season. We will see you guys next year for Season 5 of the Pizza Hut X Series. Who's going to be the next champion of the Pizza Hut X Series? Only time will tell. Till tomorrow, I've been Seth Cole. You've been watching a production of the NNSCRA, offline racing at its best. Good night from Auto Club.